Star Wars, episode 19, Fat Faith or Fear. What was it, and fear? Whatever. So, go a few places. Do I have a pen down here? I do. So, start off with Psalm 23:4. Let's see. So, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Psalm 34:4-5. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed. Moses at a certain point, and how light shone from his face. We'll talk about that at a certain point, but that's the key part right there. Psalm 34:4-5. Psalm 56:3-4. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise. In God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I'm pretty sure that's where you get the popular modern term, fear no man but God. And we'll go to Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? So now we'll jump over to, I guess I'll get that before we go to the next one. Exodus 29-35. Exodus 34:29-35. Now it was so, when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, and the 2 tablets of the testimony were in Moses' hand when he came down from the mountain. Then Moses did not know that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. So when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. Then Moses called to them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned to him. And Moses talked with them. Afterward, all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them as commandments all that the Lord had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. And when Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But whenever Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he would take the veil off until he came out. And he would come out and speak to the children of Israel whatever he had been commanded. And whenever the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone, then Moses would put the veil on his face again until he went in to speak with him. It's reminiscent, like when I think of some Islamic properties, amongst the women in their culture, where them covering themselves up is, not only for God, but for their husband as well. That only he can see their true beauty in totality. It's great literature. So let's jump off of the fear train and jump into faith, right? So we'll start off that journey with, what is this? Romans 12:3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. So we'll talk about different instances of measures of faith, such as the mustard seed. But thinking soberly. So I want to see, we'll give you that, sober. Not affected by alcohol, not drunk. Make or become sober after drinking alcohol. That coffee sobered him up. Okay. Sober mind. Sober-headed. Characterized by seriousness and lack of excess. Okay. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. So Matthew 17:20. And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Let that speak for itself. I'll talk about good deeds. We'll go to Proverbs 11. We'll go 11:11. We'll go just about close that out. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace. A talebearer revealeth secrets, But he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Talebearer. Let's see. A person who maliciously gossips or reveals secrets. I already know what this means, but we're going to get that anyway. Malicious. Characterized by malice, intending or intended to do harm. Malice, the intention or desire to do evil, ill will. Okay, back over here. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. So think about a camp counselor. He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it. And he that hateth suretyship is sure. Surety and suretyship. Surety, a promise by one party to take responsibility for another party's debts if the borrower defaults. A surety is a promise or agreement made by one party that debts and financial obligations will be paid. And then suretyship. The contractual relationship in which a surety engages to answer for the debt or default of a principal to a third party. So he that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it, and he that hated suretyship is sure. A gracious woman retaineth honor, and strong men retain riches. The merciful man doeth good to his own soul, but he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh. The wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward. As righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death. So that's like the wages of sin is death. They that are of a froward heart are abomination to the Lord. Froward. Froward means willful and disobedient. If your dog sits when you call her to come and runs away when you tell her to sit, you can say she's froward. I like going to and fro. Interesting. They that are of a froward heart are abomination to the Lord, but such as are upright in their way are his delight. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. As a jewel of gold in a wine snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. The desire of the righteous is only good, but the expectation of the wicked is wrath. There is that scattereth, and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. So if you are blessed, and you do not bless those around you, and you are capable of helping those around you, and you choose not to, you can lose it all. There is that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. The liberal soul, shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. He that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him, but blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. So, like I said, if you even just stimulate your own economy and give people work, or you give people something to do, or you have food and you can feed others, and you do not, you see what it's telling. He that diligently seeketh good procureth favor from the Lord. But he that seeketh mischief, it shall come unto him. So if you looking for some trouble, you normally will find it. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Great. This is going to help us transfer into the next topic. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. Behold, the righteous shall be recompensated in the earth, much more the wicked and the sinner. So it pays, and it's better to be righteous and upright than to be wicked and be a sinner. But it says that we are all sinners and fall short of glory. So you have to do the best you can every day. So, to rehash that part, I talked about he that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Branch over to the fruit of the Spirit. So, Galatians 5:22 and 23. We'll go Galatians 5:14. We'll go 5:13. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. For all the law was fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. But if ye bite and devour one another, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, So adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. But the Spirit, no, the fruit of the Spirit, there we go. We have love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ's have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. All right. Let's make sure we covered everything I wanted to here. You know, I'll let this breathe for a moment, and we'll come right back over.